In this run of episodes, the Bunker household isn't just loud. It's unstable in that uniquely familiar way where everyone is doing the right thing in their own head, and yet every good intention turns into a fresh argument the moment it hits the living room air. The baby, Joey, has shifted the entire gravity of the family. Gloria and Mike are trying to learn parenthood in real time, with no sleep and no manual that actually works. Edith is doing what she always does, hovering, helping, worrying, and trying to keep the emotional temperature from boiling over. And Archie is reacting to the baby the same way he reacts to everything he can't control, by trying to control it harder, faster, and louder, as if volume itself can keep the world from changing. It begins with something that should be harmless, the idea of donating old clothes to church. Gloria shows up with Joey and starts talking about giving things away as if it's the most normal, decent thing in the world. For Gloria, charity is simple. If you have extra, you share it. For Edith, it's a chance to do something kind and feel useful, and also a chance to fuss over the baby at the same time, which is basically her favorite hobby. But for Archie, the word donate triggers the same internal alarm as the word lose. He doesn't hear help people. He hears someone is about to take something that belongs to me. He starts insisting his clothes are too good, too valuable, too respectable to end up on someone else's back. It's not logic. It's pride. Archie believes what you own is part of who you are, and if the wrong person wears your good stuff, then the lines he depends on, who's who ranks where, start blurring. Gloria refuses to let him turn decency into a selfish speech. Maybe she's more blunt because she's tired. Maybe motherhood has sharpened her patience for nonsense. Maybe she's simply reached that point where she doesn't feel like listening to Archie perform another lecture about how the world used to work. Whatever the reason, she pushes back, and she doesn't do it gently. She goes right into Archie's closet like she's hunting evidence, grabbing items, and challenging him to explain why he can't spare them. Archie panics when she targets something he truly values, his good jacket, the kind of jacket he associates with dignity and status. The conversation stops being about charity and becomes about control, because the donation pile is just a symbol. Archie doesn't want Gloria deciding anything inside his house, especially not anything that reveals how much influence she can still have over him. That fight about clothing slides naturally into something bigger. What kind of identity Joey is going to grow up with? Archie sees the baby and doesn't just see a child. He sees a future battleground. He thinks the world is getting harsher, more chaotic, more unpredictable, and he believes the only safe move is to stamp the child with belonging as early as possible. In Archie's mind, baptism isn't simply a religious ritual, it's a shield. It's proof. It's a label that says, this child is part of something. Archie argues that if Joey doesn't belong, he'll be targeted. He talks about how people can be cruel to what they don't understand. He frames it like an urgent warning, a kind of street wisdom from a man who believes he's seen how society works. Gloria and Mike aren't buying it, at least not in the way Archie wants. They don't necessarily reject faith, but they reject Archie's approach. The idea that fear should dictate their parenting choices, and the idea that Archie gets to decide something that belongs to them as parents. Gloria, especially, is sensitive to the feeling of being overridden right now. She's just gone through pregnancy and birth. Her body's still recovering, her identity shifting daily, and now everyone has opinions about how she should raise her child. Archie's insistence feels less like love and more like a takeover. Archie's response is predictable. If they won't agree, he tries to outmaneuver them. He starts plotting like he's planning a family rescue mission, convinced he's the only one thinking clearly. He goes to the church and tries to arrange a baptism without the parents' consent, speaking with the kind of confidence a man has when he believes tradition automatically grants him authority. He tries persuasion. He tries emotional pressure. He tries a little performance, leaning on the idea of what's proper as if that phrase is a legal document. And when the system doesn't bend quickly enough, Archie does what he always does when he feels cornered. He improvises. The result is one of those moments that feels absurd and revealing at the same time. Archie essentially staging a baptism himself in a way that's both comedic and strangely sincere. He isn't doing it to be cruel. He's doing it because he's scared. He believes he's protecting Joey. He believes he's saving his grandson from a future Archie can't tolerate imagining. But the method is still a betrayal. He's making a huge decision for someone else's child, and he's doing it behind their backs. When Gloria and Mike find out, the reaction isn't just anger. It's the deeper kind of hurt that comes when you realize someone you love will cross your boundaries if they think their values matter more than your rights. While that conflict is burning, Mike and Gloria have their own crisis, one that has nothing to do with church and everything to do with the daily pressure of parenthood. Parenthood has turned their relationship into a constant negotiation. Who sleeps, who feeds, who listens, who gets a moment to breathe, who feels invisible. Gloria is locked into Joey's rhythm in a way Mike can't fully understand. When Joey cries, her entire body responds. Even when she's trying to relax, part of her mind is scanning for that sound. Mike wants closeness with Gloria, wants intimacy, wants a sense that they're still a couple and not just coworkers keeping a baby alive. He tries to create a quiet moment, a grown-up moment, a reminder of who they were before the crib and the bottles and the constant fatigue. But the baby's presence hangs over everything. Gloria thinks she hears Joey crying. Mike insists she can't hear it, that it's probably nothing, that she's imagining it. He tries to keep the moment from collapsing. Gloria calls to check anyway. When she learns Joey is actually crying, she bolts because she can't do anything else. The baby's needs override everything. To Gloria, that's responsibility. To Mike, it feels like rejection. It's not just about that one moment. It's the accumulation of many moments where he feels second place, pushed to the margins, expected to be patient forever without being seen. Mike finally explodes, and the explosion is emotional more than cruel. He says the thing exhausted partners sometimes say when they feel powerless, that there's never a right time, never a window, never space for us. Gloria fires back with the truth Mike doesn't live. Her day never ends. He goes to work and comes home. She's on duty all the time. Even when she sits down, she's listening. Even when she closes her eyes, she's alert. Her body is still recovering, her emotions still raw, and now she's being asked to divide herself into pieces that satisfy everyone else. The argument isn't really about intimacy. It's about identity, respect, and whether Mike understands the invisible labor Gloria carries. Edith, watching this unfold, becomes an unexpectedly important voice. She doesn't scold Gloria, and she doesn't take Mike's side in a harsh way. She speaks like someone who has lived through decades of marriage, through seasons where you feel close and seasons where you feel distant, through moments when you love someone but don't know how to reach them. Edith tells Gloria something that lands because it's simple. There are two men in her life now, one big and one small, and both need love. Edith is not saying, ignore the baby. She's warning that if Gloria and Mike stop seeing each other, resentment will grow. And resentment doesn't need a dramatic explosion to destroy things. It destroys quietly, day by day, until the couple becomes strangers sharing a roof. Meanwhile, Archie keeps orbiting every conflict like a loud planet. He sees Mike and Gloria's struggles and tries to interpret them through his worldview, often getting it wrong, but always certain he's right. And then another stressor hits. Mike gets a potential job opportunity that could change their future. The possibility of moving for work, of leaving the current environment, of building a new life somewhere else, puts Archie into full panic mode. He reacts as if someone is trying to steal his family away. He mocks the location, exaggerates the discomfort, paints it like a ridiculous idea. But beneath the jokes and complaints is fear. Fear of being left behind, fear of losing relevance, fear that the baby will grow up far away and Archie will become a voice on the phone instead of a presence in the room. The job discussion also brushes up against deeper social tension, the kind Archie can't resist turning into a lecture. When competition and fairness enter the conversation, Archie drifts into the kind of commentary that exposes how tightly he clings to the idea that the world is rigged against him now. Mike, caught between principle and ambition, doesn't want to let Archie rewrite the moral rules of the world, but he also wants to win. That's what makes it uncomfortable. The way big social questions suddenly become personal when you're the one who needs the paycheck. By the end of this stretch, the family hasn't found peace, but something important has been revealed. Gloria is learning that motherhood doesn't just change her schedule, it changes her boundaries. Mike is learning that love isn't only about providing or planning. It's also about patience and humility. Edith is learning that she can't always smooth everything over with kindness. Sometimes she has to say hard truths. And Archie is learning painfully and loudly that his version of protection can become a form of control that pushes people away. The comedy remains because this family can't exist without it. But beneath the jokes, these episodes are really about what happens when everyone wants to do the right thing and nobody agrees on what right means. The baby is the center, but the real story is the adults trying to reshape their relationships around a new life, try to hold on to love while their old habits pull them toward conflict. And in the bunker house, conflict doesn't arrive politely. It arrives through the front door, takes a seat on the couch, and demands to be heard.